Here at HelloFresh, we want to make it easy for everyone to cook incredible new recipes at home. So when we realised we could use Google Hangouts to teach people all over the country at the same time, we couldn't wait to get stuck in. Here's our first ever Google Hangout recipe in all its glory, with some highlights from the Hangout itself. And as you can see, it didn't take long for the people to get into the swing of things.
There are some people in one of the kitchen and they're boozing while they're cooking.
No.
Yes, you know who you are. Hang on. What's going on there?
Okay, so I'm doing one of my favourite dishes now, which is an ozone prawn and prosciutto linguine. Now the ingredients for it, really simple. Check these out. I've got some prosciutto, some chives, got some linguine, got a vegetable stock cube, lemon, little green chilli, some garlic, some creme fraiche, some tiger prawns, and that's it. So we're going to kick off. First thing you need to do is just chop up your garlic. So as per usual, just put a little bit of pressure down onto the garlic clove and that will separate the skin from the garlic itself.
So let's have a roll call. Chad, how are you doing?
Doing fine, my friend. How are you?
Yeah, good. Is it all going okay? You're reading loud and clear.
Yeah, everything's going great.
Okay, well hang on a minute. I'm just looking at the clock on your wall. And it says 20 past 12, which means that either the batteries ran out or you're in a different country.
Yeah, I mean...
Where are you dialing in from?
We are dialing in from sunny Vietnam.
Chop up the garlic nice and finely. Now, the way we're going to do this recipe is that we're going to do what French chefs and the professionals call their mise en place first, which all sounds kind of complicated and technical perhaps, but it just literally means that we're going to just prep all of the ingredients so that we can get going straight away. Now, I'm going to put my prosciutto there, and we're going to slice up finely. I tell you what, while we're doing that though, to save a little bit more time, I'm just going to get the water on to boil for the pasta.
Christian, how are you doing?
Good. Samurai sword in hand, water boiling, awaiting your command.
If you get the water on the boil while you're doing your mise en place, it means that everything's going to come together much quicker, and this whole thing should take about 12 minutes. Put a lid on it as well, because that's going to make the water boil quicker.
How's it going?
Yeah, really good.
Yeah? Okay, perfect.
Everything's done. I noticed a lack of wine in your hands though, Patrick.
Yeah, I know, right? It's a very low budget. It's a very low budget production. But actually, no, they've just handed me a bottle of vodka. I'm not sure that I should be encouraging this kind of thing. We're a healthy eating concept.
Now, prosciutto, we just want to slice it up nice and finely. I've got about 60 grams of prosciutto here, which is going to be plenty for 2 people. There we go. And then just put that to the side. Next thing is our chives. Got about 10 grams of chives here. Now, actually, as with the prosciutto, as with the chives, if you wanted to, you don't even have to chop these. You could use your scissors. That would make it even easier. But then just chop them up nice and fine. And then next thing is our green chilli. Now this one's a mild one, so not to panic if you're sensitive to a bit of heat. Just chop off the top and the bottom. I'm going to slice it down the middle like that. Now, if you really like it mild, you can take out the seeds. Just cut them out like that. If you like it a little hotter, you can keep them in. These are pretty mild, these green chilies though, so you haven't got too much to worry about. Now, just slice it up relatively thinly as well, like so. There we go, doesn't need to be too neat. It's all very rustic. I love the word rustic, it's like it hides a multitude of cooking sins. So next thing is the pan onto the hob. We're going to put a couple of teaspoons of olive oil into the pan like that. I've got it on a medium-high heat, I'd say. And the first thing we're going to add into the pan is our chili. And we're going to add in our tiger prawns. I've got about 120 grams of tiger prawns as well. Straight in. And I'm going to add in my prosciutto as well. Right, give it a stir. And what we want to do is we just want to get those prawns nice and pink. And just start separating that prosciutto, because inevitably it will have stuck together a little bit, but as it cooks it's going to separate. Susie, you doing all right there? Let's see, yeah, let's see if anyone can get their camera over to the pan. I'd love to see what's going on inside it. Okay, perfect, perfect. Yeah, looking good, great. I'm going to season it with a little pinch of salt. And when I say a pinch of salt, I'm talking about that much salt in your fingers. Not that much, not just like the amount of salt that you can put between your thumb and your finger, because that's really not going to season the dish at all. So give it a good sprinkle. Mix it all around. There we go. Now, this one's called Ozone Prawn and Prosciutto Linguine, which is a bit of a random name perhaps, but it's not, because the inspiration for it came from this fantastic little coffee shop down the road that I love. It's owned by some New Zealanders, and Johnny, the head chef there, I went there for brunch one day and I ate this and I absolutely adored it. So I asked him if I could have the recipe for it and he happily gave it to me. So I've got to give him some credit for it. This isn't entirely mine, although I did tweak it a little bit. That's coming along nicely. I can hear the water boiling, so let's take that off. Again, we're gonna season the water with a good pinch of salt. And the next thing I'm gonna put in is my stock cubes. I've got a vegetable stock cube to flavour the water as well. Whilst the water is just coming to the boil, I'm going to put the garlic into the pan with the prawns and the prosciutto. Now, the reason that I put the garlic into the pan at this point is because, yeah, we want to get the flavour of the garlic into the dish, but we don't want to burn the garlic. If we'd put it in at the beginning, it would have been cooking for about 4 minutes by now. It would have gone dark and it would have tasted slightly bitter, and that's not what we want. So just put it in there. Only needs a minute. Now, water's coming to the boil, so just get your linguine, and we're just going to add it straight into the pan as well, like so. Just let that sink into the pan, and while that's cooking away, the next thing that we're going to do to create our sauce is get some creme fraiche. Now, I've got 4 tablespoons of creme fraiche here, so I'm just going to put that into the pan. Like so. Give it a mix. So let's see. Let's have a look. Susie, if you show us your pan, we can I can tell you if it's right or not.
It's very smoky, so I don't know if you can see it on the webcam, but it's kind of like.
Looks. Okay, it looks like you might need to add a little bit more of your stock into there, just to kind of loosen up the sauce slightly. Yeah, okay, well, which one's that? Oh, that's Emma. Oh, Emma, see, okay. Everyone check out Emma's pan. That Rosé has been like doing the trick. She's relaxed, like she's like cooking her own pace, and she's absolutely nailed it there. That's fantastic. Ben, how are you doing?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you, yeah.
Brilliant. What does that look like?
That looks great. That looks perfect. Now, here's an interesting thing. I've been spending a lot of time in Italy recently, and you learn a few tricks while you're out there. One of them that I've learned is that a lot of Italian chefs actually use a bit of their pasta water to put into their pasta sauce. It gives it more seasoning. The starch from the pasta comes out. It makes it smooth and velvety. So that's exactly what I'm going to do today. Now, I also put the stock cube into mine as well, so it's going to give it even more seasoning. It's going to give it a fantastic flavour. I'm just going to take literally a ladleful of that stock, just pour it straight into my sauce like that. And then I just want to bubble that away. I'm going to bubble that away for literally 2 minutes. Let it thicken up, let it get slightly velvety, and then the dish is almost there. Right, we'll give the pasta another quick try. There's a couple of tricks with this. I was babysitting one time, and I was teaching the kids how to cook pasta, and I showed them a little trick. If it's ready, you can throw it against the wall, and it'll stick. It's a great trick, but the parents never asked me to babysit again. Now, this is almost ready as well. Put a little bit of black pepper into it as well. There we go. And just get that nicely mixed.
Oh, look at that. I think Emma might need to host this hangout actually, because she's even like taking one of the tricks that I was going to tell you, which is to cut your chives with scissors.
Then I'm going to add 3/4 of my fresh chives in there as well. I'm going to save a little bit for the garnish. Get that mixed. There we go. I'm going to put that off the heat for a second while I drain the pasta. Pour the pasta straight into the pan like that. And then toss it about. Be brave. Give it a go. Try and toss it in the pan. It really mixes the ingredients together nicely. There you go. Look at that. Who's that? Is that Chad? Oh, look. In fact, everybody, look at this. Look at the camera work. If you paint the walls, you can always tidy it up later. Practice makes perfect. So, there we go. Toss the pan, toss the pan, toss the pan. The last thing I'm going to put in is a little bit of lemon. So just cut that in half, like so. And then I'm just going to squeeze it all over. And that lemon's great because that's going to cut through the fat and the prosciutto. It's going to cut through the creme fraiche. It's really going to help balance the dish out. Toss it once more. Like that. And then we can plate it up. Straight into our bowl, like so. A few more chives on top. And that little bit of food porn is ozone, prawn and prosciutto linguine. Enjoy. How's it going, Ben? You getting there?
Yeah, my presentation skills need to improve, I think, but...
No, nonsense. Chad, that is amazing.
Thank you, my friend.
Amazing. A little bit of lemon on top and some chives. Here it is. Amazing! Yay! Look at that.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Excellent.
Yeah? Oh yeah.
Really good.
Good job, Ben.
It's delicious.
Good. I love it. It looks fantastic, guys. Well,
Really good.
It's very good indeed. I'm going to eat it all. On my own.
thank you so much for taking the time to join us this evening. I had a lot of fun. I hope you did too. It looked like you kind of did. And hopefully we'll be up and running with another one, the new improved version 2, in a couple of weeks' time. So we'll send you all an email, let you know, and then we can all hang out again. Thank you.
Yeah, that's great. Thanks,
Thank
Patrick.
you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thanks, Patrick.